Oh, I don't know how long stream today will be. Those uh those Mirror Dungeon runs yesterday wore me out. What's this like? How goes? Can I get a 6 star? That's not something that's useful. This is a real question. I don't think I have any 3 stars. Nope. Any 2 stars? No 2 stars either, Max? My brother. Wait, there were. Oh, I didn't click the right thing. Alright. Shouldn't do this, but oh, I just don't have like 3 stars to burn. That explains a lot. Mm, alright, pop open. Bunch of the 3 star cards. Let a full ruby run go through. Place, yeah, switch highest first. Uh, so let that go. While that's going, we'll do power dungeon because we're capped. I need Eileen pieces. The main issue is I don't have good logo. Yeah, I was trying to get 6 stars to Ultimate Enhance Espada, and then I got 6 star Leo. So, unfortunately, means can't use him. No, I couldn't pot him because he's actually useful. What's this?
Hello there.
Where is Evan? Alright, so this, and roll through. Am I winning? I don't know. I just started. What's up, Slickster? How's the week? Oh, never mind. Ready to do. I said let's do these. Mm. Oh, crap, that's the wrong one. No, let me out. Got your first 10K view short? Shoo. He's gaming. Now do it again. Sure. You know the recipe for success. Just do it again. Right now. Why is he have that? Oh, did I not? I don't think I upgraded the gear that I put on him. Awkward. Okay, why is he single targeting Leo? He literally hasn't thrown an attack at anybody else. This stupid mushroom. Honestly, I probably should have just replaced her for Yui. She's kind of useless at this stage. The pains of not having a Shane or a Pascal. Why is that mushroom's head conveniently shaped as a wizard's hat? Because he's a death wizard. He casts magic. What do you mean? He graduated. Top of his class. He's a wizard. I can't believe you would question his wizardliness just because his hat's attached to his body. Yeah, I didn't upgrade these at all. Oh, nice. That's good. 20% block rate. That's really solid. Fortunately, it was flat HP and not HP percent. But that should definitely help him survive. Ain't no veteran of the Wizard Wars. You don't know that. He was in the trenches. Nah. You're questioning him because even though he has a big hat, he does not have the tights. That's the only reason you're questioning. I know why you're questioning his wizardliness. Speaking of, I don't think there's. I think she's like the only character with, like a wizard hat. Oh, I also need to upgrade her. Oh, nice. All attack percent here. Do we have a crit rate one? Okay, we might be able to push. We might be able to push Ox King levels. Ox King is pretty dependent on your Black Rose killing things. I don't want to like spend the time getting her to 6-star because as soon as we get Daisy, she becomes useless. And then Daisy doesn't take well the chess piece, yeah, but Daisy doesn't take the weapon. Shane takes the weapon. And we get Shane guaranteed in 10 days? Yeah, she's at the 20-day mark. Seven Nation Army. Oh, I wonder. Oh, they don't have it. Wait, hold up. I want to see something real quick. So they used to have. They had it in the Korean version, which I don't know if it was a limited time thing. Even though I'm honestly pretty sure that there's no real difference between the Korean version and the quote unquote global version. I think they just opened up region restrictions. Because the reset times are exactly the same between the two games. The only real difference is the language. but they had I'd mentioned it before. They had really smart ad placement for a bit, where they had like a bottle of what I'm assuming is like a Korean brand, and then for instance over here, well, wouldn't see it now because Sylvester's here, but when it was Evan, uh, Evan would actually like have the bottle and he would like drink it when you're gonna go off to. Oh no, they just took it out. Interesting. Because it's not on the Korean client either. Because there was the bottle was also here, like on this table, and then the inner tube for the water shroom had the branding. It was like a very like not really in your face, but still there like branding thing. I was like, you know what, acceptable. Let me see, we got enough. Of course, all five of those failed. 25% my ass. Bro, sometimes enhancing just the rates feel like a fucking lie. And you only get like a 2% increase per failure. Yeah, hopefully we can get this one to +5 and then fuse them, and hopefully we'll get like a useless 6-star. So that way I can ultimate enhance Espada. That's like the plan. And then not transcend rank up. Nice. Like queen. Joker we need. This we need. So we have to do the light dungeon. I really want to avoid upgrading her. Because I just don't feel like I'm not like super in a hurry. But oh, look at her. I really want to get Transcended too. This was her original hairstyle. I like it so much better. Though I was thinking this Gildor skin is the original hairstyle also. And then I like the hair for this one, but I'm not spending 5,000 gems on it. But yeah, Transcendent 2 is a ways off. I'm not going to be transcending her anytime soon. Her Transcendence 2 is actually really good though. I was thinking this one that gives Pierce to both of her skills. Yeah. So she doesn't care about damage immunities. It's really good. You feel safe just to walk away, just to let me go. Though to be fair, her transcendents are like to here. You definitely want this one for PvP. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3. You would need 5 Eileen copies, and after that, you honestly just don't care about the rest of this. A 10% boost to shock is nice, but it's not like super crazy. Uh, yeah, Espada, I'm just waiting for ultimate enhancing. Because we just need one more. And then I'll craft the chest piece. Because I should have enough. I think I have enough. We don't have enough. Such. But we're gonna see if we can do the next level of Ox King. At the very least, clear it. Because I think... Yeah, I think at 6, you can only get 5-star. And then from 7, you start getting the 6-stars. And then at 10 is when you're guaranteed to get 6-stars. Yeah, and then it's just guaranteed substats. Right. See if we can clear this. Make sure. Oh, I was gonna be like, make sure everybody's gear is right, and then Charon's gear instantly is wrong. Do I have enough dragon horns? No, I don't, because I haven't been farming the dragon like at all. I mean, we'll try it. I don't think Charon's equipment's like up to snuff for it though. But he is transcended, so his transcendent 2, well 3. So his heal should be good enough. Wait, what's your HP at? 3,000? I don't know if 3,000 enough. We'll give it a go. All we do is lose a key if we fail. That's like first Rory already kills like half my team. Beat their ass. That's we prage. I'm pretty sure I feel like if we can get past the ad phase and live long enough for Espada to cast, we'll be fine. Oh, that's actually looking pretty good so far. I don't know, I have Evans on a block set, but I need to get him on a defense set for PvP. I saw someone doing, I think they put like a video for this together, and they're doing their Espada, and they used the Espada skill 2 before using her skill 1, and I was just like, yeah, you can't really do that. Okay, yeah, I figured. Because Espada skill 1 puts a damage or a magic vulnerability debuff on the target. I'll say that dealt enough damage that I feel like we could at least attempt stage 8. Because the big thing I think right now is just getting oh my goodness. I clicked the wrong button. I clicked it too early. I clicked Biscuit skill too early, so it unqueued Black Rose's skill. Yeah, see, this is the issue, is you want all of those guys dead. Like ASAP. Because they're just extra damage, and then if you don't kill them within a certain amount of time, they blow up. And deal a crap ton of damage to everybody. Yeah, damn. We could, but we didn't get a weakness hit. We can't do stage 8, because I think that kills... Yeah, that kills Biscuit. And then Black Rose died there, yeah. I don't think we can do stage 8 unless I start, like... Well, I think I need better, like, gear for Biscuit, and then, she's at HP, she's got some block, right? But nothing too crazy. Yeah, if anything, our stuff looks more for PvP than anything else. But this needs to be, like, block rate, and this needs to be HP. I need better equipment for Charon. Can I do level 7 of the dragon without Shane? The only reason I haven't tried level 7 of the dragon is I actually don't know if you can do it without Shane. Because for whatever reason, Teo is apparently strong enough to just be a decent replacement, so I've just been ignoring Jupi this whole time. That's something that's never changed for me. I've always hated Jupi in every single version of this game. But you definitely want Shane. The kind of one downside is Shane is not as like important. Like realistically, you want Pascal to be your focus after Espada, because Pascal's is like really strong in pretty much all the other PV farming modes. So like power up dungeon, infinite tower, stuff like that. While Shane is not as prevalent, because Shane's main strength is honestly just the dragon red. But yeah, but like the dragon equipment just there's like two characters that care for it. Oh, oops, I didn't queue a skill. That's embarrassing. Which I hope they don't like do what they did last time, where it was they were just like, yeah, we'll just make it so the dragon's the only one that has the souped up super weapons. At least when I last played, because I didn't play all the way through the end of Seven Nights going bye bye. So, but at least with stage 7, we can start getting 6-star equipment, albeit very slowly. Though I think in stage 7 we start getting the 6-star crafting mats. You've been up all night, not able to sleep, and you think you had a breakthrough. Sounds like somebody's sleep deprived. Sounds like something a heavily sleep deprived person would say. Also forgot to do my castle rush yesterday, and I'm kind of annoyed about that. Well, not yesterday, but today. Because I usually do it after I wake up. Oh, you did like no damage. I was expecting at least like, I don't know, 2, 3k for like 1.6. Alright, biscuit. Oh, never mind. We've been living a dystopian future from the pandemic and onward. Arguably started before pandemic. 2012 to 2016 was peak internet and peak life. I mean, if you want to like completely ignore the economic recession that kind of happened around then, sure, I guess. And the mini like, wasn't there like a mini housing bubble economy? Like, it didn't like fully pop, but it was a pretty decent little pop. 2012 to 2016 wasn't all that great either. It's just it was slightly less No, there's been more than just than the one big recession. If you don't know that, it's just you haven't paid attention economically. It's just the second one wasn't as big of a deal as the first one, and the second one definitely happened when I was in university, and I graduated high school in 2011. No, I wouldn't say way less of a big deal. It was less of a deal, but it was not way less of a big deal. It's just that it was so close together that people were already accustomed to adjusting themselves to dealing with it. Significant difference. Like if it was way less of a big deal, it wouldn't even be labeled as a recession. It's just when you consider how recently the other one was, it was still in time that people were still in the process of getting over it, so they knew how to handle it. And then it was basically within the scope of how history is recorded, almost immediately followed by COVID. So lots of things overshadowed it and allowed for a little bit of a buoyancy. Everything is corporate, all minimalist and gray now. Uh, I guess we've been watching different commercials. The more things are definitely corporate. I don't know if I'd say everything is minimalist and gray now. To be honest, minimalism fully depends on your outlook and how your area. Average fast food place these days, they all look the same, no color. I guess I should tell the Taco Bell and Burger King that are near my house that they all look the same and they have no color when they're very clearly colored. To be honest, a lot of things like that are gonna vary heavily depending on where you're at. Oh my god, he's like living with like half an HP. No character anymore. I can barely tell the McDonald's and Wendy's around here. Okay, yeah, that's just a your area problem. You can very plainly tell what's a McDonald's and what isn't, and what a Wendy's is in my area. Was that the fourth one? We'll do one more anyway, just in case. That just sounds like a your area skill issue. I don't know. A lot of that kind of stuff is very area dependent, honestly. You start going out to the more rural areas. Well, I mean, obviously you lose a lot of the buildings and stuff, but it's a lot less minimalist and gray, so to speak, and corporate for now until they expand out there because they're running out of space where they live. Oh, he broke his arm. It's really funny because all three raid bosses are supposed to have an animation once you get past a certain health breakpoint. But I'm saying this was also a thing in the first one is sometimes it wouldn't go off if you pushed past the breakpoint too fast, which was amusing. It's like a specific one to not last. I need to sell the building to someone else to take. We tend to make them blind colors like gray for high turnover. Else who gets the building could just slap their logos over the gray. Also true. Which is less of a dystopian thing and more of just, well, if you don't want to sit there with an empty building, you do certain things. That's the main reason a lot of buildings are the same shape nowadays. It's a lot harder to resell a building that's like uniquely shaped than it is one that's like samey, especially in regards to business. I think decent out of that. Though I'm mistaken, the pair of horns that we got, I think, were the ones for the 6-star craft thing. Yeah, so we can start getting the 6-star crafting at least, so that's pretty good. Also the fact that everything is more online now and not as worth investing in physical locations and businesses. The reason that it's not worth investing in, or it's not as fruitful to invest in a physical location, has nothing to do with things being online. It has to do with people being lazy. There's a significant difference between the two. Some people might think it's not, but it's actually a relatively significant difference. Because if people actually cared about going to stores and seeing things in person more, then like it wouldn't matter how much stuff is online because people would still go to like in-store things. But nowadays people would rather DoorDash, would rather Amazon, all that kind of jazz. And so as usual, business follows what people want. And since people want that, then what's the point of spending money on a physical location when it's not, you're not going to get a lot of extra throughput with it. Do I really just want to? Yeah, I think I'll just stick to 7 and then just try to get equipment because I don't think I can push to 8 until I get better. Basically, with the way I'm playing, I'm just gonna have to wait for Daisy. Need Daisy. I also need one more tail, but I also don't mind getting the extras that I've been getting. I need Daisy. Yeah, Darjeshi breeds. Yeah, like realistically, like a lot of people like to blame the internet. They like to go, "Oh, everything's online nowadays." I was like, everything's online nowadays because 90% of the people would rather just go online and order something than actually go in person. That has nothing to do with like the internet. That's not the internet's fault. That's people's fault. There's just, but people like to point, like not take self responsibility on their actions. So then they just go, "Oh, it's because of the internet." No, it's like blaming the hammer for the hole in the wall when you were the one that missed the nail. I completely forgot what I was gonna do. All right, I was gonna look at my transcendence. Because like the point of the matter is, at the end of the day, a business is a business. So if they can get a higher cut by doing less, they're going to, and you can't fault the business for that because it's hard enough as it is to run a business nowadays without having to arbitrarily take on more cost just because like one customer out of 99 would prefer it that way. And I say this as someone who usually doesn't like the changes they make, by the way. I'm not really a proponent of a lot of these online have everything on your phone shenanigans that most companies want you to do nowadays. Who's good? Hers isn't really that big of a deal. Her most important one was her first one. The second one's like good, but it's good later on. I don't remember. I think this just makes it one more turn, which would be nice. And then this is defense reduction is also increased by one more turn. Like realistically, all of this stuff is just side effect of what the majority tends to gravitate towards. As much as some people would like to say otherwise. That's just the truth of the matter. Oh, did I really trade all my Yeah, I used all my snippers for fodder because snipper doesn't really matter. But I wouldn't really say we're dystopian, honestly. We're not that far along. You could argue that we're at the start of it, but trying to claim that we're in a dystopian like timeline kind of thing in the current state of stuff is a bit of a fallacy. It's just 4% on that. Wait, did I do the enhancing for the ghoul? Alright, surely we hit off of this. There we go. Alright, give me something that's not good. I already have you question mark? Oh, I don't. I hate this game. Uh, the thing is, since mine's already +5, I would rather just use this on Espada than to do this. Because technically, what you should do is since this is a free 50 mage like water tokens that I wouldn't have to spend on him. Bro, I've been fucking cursed. I just want to fucking ultimate enhance my Espada, dude. That's just stun duration, and this is attack, I think. Crit rate. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. I mean, the stats are useful, but I think we'll just keep this, honestly. He just needs, like, enough gear to survive. He's not here for damage. He's here to literally hit something 7 times, twice. 2 or 3 times and survive. Yeah, I'm just gonna ultimate enhance my Espada. Arguable whether or not, like, that's worth, but considering his job isn't really as a main damage dealer, and he's really only used in 2 things. One of which I think he got replaced because Miho exists. But getting a Spala to 4 pieces of gear is the best part. Oh, that's not the right one. I just clicked it because it had stuff on it. I don't think I have another all attack %. So we'll just use this one for now. Because with this, she's guaranteed to crit, like, regardless. Which means... well, no, because Black Rose won't be guaranteed to crit, though. Black Rose is like a 32%, so who's at like 49% with Nina. But I think it could still make do. Because with Espada, you put this in, so you get the extra 13% magic attack boost. whatever. Let's go do Castle Rush. Mm -hmm. We're doing Castle Rush. Mm -hmm. Oh, on 8, not 7. Mm -hmm. Think I escape out of the way. Who we are. Hopefully this should be fine. As long as Espada gets to cast her skill 1, skill 2, then she'll always kill. Then we'll always beat the red. Bro, that Ocean Guild is insane. In case you don't know, if I remember correctly, these flags, like this guild, is the guild that dealt the most damage. Yeah. Where's Mythic? Oh, they're not even in the running up here. Yeah, it's the guild that dealt the most damage, and they're ahead by like 3 million. That's a whale guild. Free to plague? I don't know, buddy. Well, we are also on the NA server, so maybe. But doubtful. They're definitely not going like as hard. But also like the fact that we're ranked 34th at like 2 mil is it tells you a lot. There's definitely not a lot of heavy spenders. If they're actually like legitimately free to play. Jeez. Yeah, he has Taka. Yeah, Taka's who you want. Cause that's it. Yeah. Magic resist, single target resist, quintuple. To be fair, him getting like 82,000 with a Yuan He is pretty good. Considering that Yuan He is magic damage. Unfortunately, we don't really have much else. Probably just Evan and Yui then. I wonder if we'll get like an actual tanking character that has like a 3-hit. I don't think I have another 3-hit physical target. I guess Jin, but whatever. We'll see how this run goes. Peng Yan used to be one of my hard carries back in the first game. He was really good. He's still pretty good now, but he was really good back then. I think we're not gonna get a really high score because I don't have a good SSR character for this. Because I don't have BDAM either. I could get a pretty decent score if I had BDAM. But both fortunately and unfortunately, I have been getting characters on my wish list. which have not been really designed for Castle Rush. And in Castle Rush, you can't do you try to do in like other modes where you delay to try to get your cooldowns back because you only have 70 turns to deal as much damage as possible. Realistically, you would want to get through stage 1 and stage 2 in like 1 turn apiece. Which, as long as there's no 3-hit target SSR or like legendary unit, freeze that that gives you freeze immunity and has like 3-hit physical, Feng Yan's gonna be like your main choice for clearing through these first 2 stages. He also just has a really cool skill too. Live. Nice. That's actually pretty good. I allow you to die now. My dog! Thane, welcome in. How long should you keep a Legend Plus on your wish list before changing them out? It differs per Legend Plus and what you would want for them, to be honest. Like, for instance, if we're asking in regards to like Teo, a lot of people say that you can keep him on the wish list till you get till T2, because after T2, it takes a lot of copies to get him to T6. But really, T2 is like where you're gonna get most of his value because that's the one that resets his cooldown when he dies. For others, it kind of honestly just depends on who it is we're talking about. Like generally, you want to keep Teo, Biscuit, Yanhee are the 3 I know off the top of my head that you want to keep them at least until you get to Transcendence 2. Because Teo gets a reset on all of his cooldowns when he dies at Transcendence 2. Biscuit gives you quintuple damage resist on her passive, which makes her really good in like pretty much most of the content that you're gonna use her in on Transcendent 2. And then Yanhee on Transcendent 2 makes it so that her autos hit like 2 targets, which is really good when you get your nightmare farming team set up later on because you need 2 carries. And usually the 2 carries are you have 1 carry with Teo and then 1 carry with Yanhee. And her having the 2 targets just really like it's kind of mostly mandatory. For the other characters, it kind of just depends. Like Eileen, right, for instance, is predominantly a PvP character, so I would argue you'd want her Transcendence 4 because at Transcendence 4 she gains 24% effect hit rate just naturally, so it helps alleviate the gearing. That also kind of goes for a lot of the other ones because there's a lot of stats that are also locked behind Transcendence. I hit the wrong thing. Oh, I could have gotten to it. But it kind of just really depends. But generally, at least till T2, if you're going to use them actively, is a pretty safe bet. Because for the most part, most characters, that's when they get like a pretty decent boost for the Legend Plus units. First, then there's like slight differences, because for instance, if you really like using Spike and you want to use Spike and do an HP thing, then you want him T6, because that's when he actually gets really strong. But in the current state of things, someone like Spike, if you're caring about kind of min-maxing, he's honestly he's like a for fun project. Like even like I love Spike. He's like my second favorite like character, but even then I'm still not transcending him. But yeah, Eileen gets Pierce on T2, but you really want the effect hit rate. So for her it would be like T4 for PvP. Teo does get crit damage at T4, but honestly, I'd argue that's not valuable enough for needing another 4 copies. No, another 3 copies of Teo, especially considering, right, that it's like fighting other things. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Alright, Castle Rush. What was our score? I don't think our score was that bad. For having Feng Yan be our damage dealer. 72,000. I think that's the highest I have gotten. How did I do over here? Personal ranking. Oh, I didn't do this one. Is it the one I forgot to do? Have I really forgotten to do more than one? Yeah, we did 50,000 and Eileen's, 44,000 in Dellen's, because this one I think was one where it was. Uh, I don't think my Feng Yan was geared at the time. I wanted to see if I could see what team I used. I forgot to do Jays. Yeah, I was gonna do that today before, but then I got wrapped up in Limbus Company trying to get through Kanto 5. How's that going so far? Yes, level 5 is the minimum for Castle Rush. Level 5 for Castle Rush, and then level 7, I think, is for Guild Wars, but that doesn't really matter because we can't. For Global, we don't get access to Guild Wars until the next rotation. Which, I actually don't know when the next rotation is. I should have checked that when I was looking at my Korean account. I'm kind of excited, though, because like, the thing with the Transcendence, too, is something to take into consideration for the wish list is starting in like about 3 to 4 days. Three days technically, depending, because since it's on Korean time. If you're like, especially if you're in NA, we're like a day ahead for when things get lined up. But next month we should get access to this, which is basically a chessboard with like 80 pieces on it, where you get to select a legendary plus character that you're guaranteed to get as long as you flip the tile that uh it's hiding under. So when we get access to this, you can therefore, if it's a character that you only want tier 2, you can then take them off your wish list when they're tier 1, which is what I'm probably going to do. Like, I have Teo on my wish list for now, but I'm going to take him off when the 7 Knight chest comes out because he's going to be my first one. You can only miss it if you do not flip all 80 pieces. But you make more than enough rubies to flip at least, which is usually what most people will tell you, is you flip at least 3 pieces a day. So as long as you don't miss a day and you flip 3 pieces a day, you're guaranteed to not only get the legendary plus you selected, you'll also get a rare character skill enhancement gem and a legendary plus character, like a legendary skill enhancement gem, as extra bonuses for completing it. Because the way the 7 Knight chess piece works is it's 50,000 gold for the first tile piece, then it's like 50 ruby for the second tile piece, and 100 rubies for the third tile piece. And as long as you're ruby farming every day, you'll make so many rubies that 150 rubies is nothing. Like, that's just, you get that back from just doing your dailies, honestly, because you get like 30 rubies from the shop, and then you get like another 100 rubies from your daily missions. That's like a 20 rupee deficit for a guaranteed legendary plus character of your choice that's in the general rotation. So you can't, so like, obviously, like, for instance, Klahan won't be a choice until he comes out of the banner, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure that's how that works. Uh, so you can do that. The 2 to 3 star tickets in the story event worth the energy. Um, if you have, that's kind of debatable. I don't know about the 2 stars. Personally, I don't. I rarely ever buy the 2 stars out. The only reason I even have them predominantly bought out myself is because I had that much left over from when I was trying to clear out the 3 stars. A lot of that is kind of dependent on how far along in the adventure you're at. If you're early into adventure, I would say it's probably worth at least buying out the 3 stars, especially if you're stuck at a stage. Like, so I would say like before like stage 10. Like, if you're in like stage 9 and lower and you're farming at like 9-1, 8-1, stuff like that, it's more than likely worth to go out of your way to farm it. But at World 10, I would say it's like, if you have an excess of 2 to 3 star fodder and you're gonna like not play the game for like most of the day, or you're gonna go to sleep and you have like energy left up, I would use that energy to just run the stages, the event stages, and then when you wake up the next day, use whatever you got to buy the tickets. If you don't buy them out, not that big of a deal when the event leaves, because you'll get so many of these as you get like further in. But if you do buy them out, then cool. But I would say as soon as like at least the 3 stars are sold out, it's not really worth to buy anything else in the shop, in all honesty. This 1000 gold is not worth the energy deficit, especially if you're at stage 10. At that point, honestly, you're better off trying to probably invest some keys into either doing raids to gear up your characters or just trying attempts and pushing through the to get to the next stage. Oh wait, that's still going. I guess we'll do Infinite Tower. Oh wait, no, I need to do the light dungeon. But yeah, a lot of that is because like the biggest deficit to running the event stages is you don't get fodder back. So if you don't have a lot of like the cards already saved up, uh I'd say there's not really a point to doing the event stages over the regular adventure stages, just because fodder is so important to the loop of the game, especially as early as we are into it. But if you have a decent amount filled up, I would probably at least throw in like one full, or at least like one full stamina bar's worth of run at it when you're gonna go to bed or something, if you're not gonna like actively play. Because the event stages, I think I'm thinking if you do stage 6, it's still a better XP gold amount than even stage 10 or 11. I think it's like stage 12 to 13 where it starts evening out, and then stage 14 is just better than any of the event stages once you're done getting the other important things out of the shop. I don't remember the exact XP breakpoints. I just know that the event stages are very, very good, especially if you aren't at like stage 14 or Nightmare. Let's see, I think it says here. If I can read the thing, because I think they changed the yeah, they changed the layout of the thing. Because they added the free daily key package shenanigans. Where is... Hmm. Did they get rid of that? They used to have... Oh, wait, here we go. So event stage 6 gives... Oh, no. Event stage 6 still gives, like, the most. It gives, like, 70 more than the Nightmare ones and 100 more than 14. But even then, the loss in fodder, especially at stage 14, the loss in fodder I don't think is worth the doing it once you buy out all the other important things for the shop. Personally, at least in my opinion. So we have HP percent. Do we have a better HP percent one? That's such a... I don't think so. Seems that's the only... I'm pretty sure the only thing he wants is HP percent. I'm like 90% sure you don't build him as like an actual damage person. What is... Yeah, you just build an HP percent block array. The his stun's a bit of a joke, so. Alright. There's no way I don't have like an HP percent, or I mean well, I might not have a block rate one. But I should have at least like an HP percent one lying around that he can use for now. There's one. Yeah. I'll let him use this one for now. We'll swap that to a block rate one later, but right now he just needs to survive. That's all that really matters. Such a long move into the day. Honestly, I should probably do more than just the one. I should probably try to at least get Lucy 6-starred because I think I have her. Oh wait, no, I think it's Transcendent 6. Lucy at Transcendent 6 is like disgustingly good. For magic comps. Don't get dispel until that comes back. Oh, nice. I just underestimate how fast of a cooldown Joker skill 1 is. What are you doing? Yeah, I only own the 19. I should definitely at least get. Should we Lucy? Actually, maybe it should be Chloe. What does Chloe get at? T2. Level of Oxing I'm at? Stage 7 because I really don't want to upgrade my Black Rose. So I am hampering myself because I'm just waiting until I get Daisy. It's arguably a bit of a waste, but yeah. Because I'm thinking this is just makes this remove 2 debuffs. That Transcendence too. Yeah. Well, 2 more debuffs. So it's 3 total, which isn't really that big of a deal right now. To be honest, that's not that big of a deal outside of PvP. This is what you really want, though. Back row magic type allies cooldown reduced by 15 seconds. That's so gross how good that is. And Chloe. Oh, actually, no. Chloe's T2 is actually really good. Yeah, because with this, you could permanently make sure that the light shroom doesn't have a magic attack buff. And we need to kill a lot of the light shroom. Can I do stage 9? I don't think I can, but I'd rather try it. I'd like to try it and find out. Yeah, I'd been farming stage 6, I think, for the past like 4 days or so. And then finally today I decided to give stage 7 a try, and it was a pretty easy clear through. But at stage 8, I need to get better gear for Charon, and then I need to upgrade Black Rose, but I just don't want to upgrade Black Rose at all since she has like an actual legendary replacement that exists. Which is mildly annoying because in Korea they gave her away for free. when she was released. But we have to. Gotcha. Die so fast at 8. Yeah, or at 10. Yeah. Yeah. Black Rose, if you don't have her like ultimate enhanced and have decent defensive stats, like substats on her gear, she's pretty squishy. She dies pretty quick. Ooh, he died. That's not good. Oh, that's actually really bad. Yeah, no, I don't think we can do this. Oh, maybe. All right, let's go, Evan. 1v1. Mano a mano. Except that the shield's not go. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I need Joker 5 or Joker at 5-star and like actual decent gear on everybody else. You have to unlock another armor slot. Yeah, especially if you're at like stage 10. Stage 10 is, I would say, arguably designed around you having, especially for Ox King, is definitely having your main carry and Black Rose completely ultimate enhanced, or Daisy if you have Daisy, because the damage ramp is really high. If your Daisy is at least dealing enough damage to kill the mobs, then all you would really have to do is probably just unlock like the armor slot, because that gives HP, like just as one of the main stats that are just always there. But if she's also missing damage, then you'll just want to get both slots down and give her some more crit. Oh wait, why am I in the fire dungeon? Almost made a mistake. Also, why do I have the cat? That's supposed to be the magic thing. This whole team deals magic damage. I'm trolling. But the cat's cute though. Bear Pet 1. 7 nights. Bear Pet 1. But yeah. Yeah, and stage 10 is a big one. Because that one guarantees you 5-star drops. I don't know, yeah, but personally, it's definitely this is definitely a do as I say, not as I do moment. I'm not like too personally in a rush to get through a lot of stuff. So I'm just kind of like taking it easy, but I definitely should be 5-starring and ultimate enhancing Black Rose until I get Daisy. All right, 6 stars. I've my brain is so fried. I stayed up so late last night, and then my dog woke me up a bunch, and so I'm like brain dead. But yeah, the 6-star drops. Because then after stage 10 is where you start getting a higher chance of just naturally getting more than one item drop. And then I think at stage 15, you're guaranteed to get at least one, like 3 attribute drop. If not, just fully guaranteed to always get three like substats on your gear. We'll do 2 more, and then I think I'll use one of my material chests to get the last one. 7 and 8 the whole day. Yesterday, and I got 2 useful pieces maybe. Getting for level 10. Yeah, usually if you're not at a stage where you're guaranteed to get like the next highest one, so in your case it'd be 6-star, uh generally you're really mostly farming stage like one or 2 stages before, more so for the material for crafting than you are for the actual pieces. Like if you get pieces, cool, thumbs up. But you're kind of mostly just trying to accrue enough materials to just craft a piece at that stage. Because the chances of you getting something useful is pretty low. This is definitely a game where it's like when it comes to the armor and the weapons, it's you're going for sheer quantity to try to get what you need rather than praying. that you'll get like one when you can't do it. I still kind of wish they were a bit uh more giving with the crafting mats. I don't like that it's kind of just like a bonus that you get every once in a while doing the raids. At the very least, I wish they would give you an option when you're dismantling. Like instead of like you have an option like if you do you want to sell the armor and weapons to make some gold, or do you want to like dismantle them for, or like for instance, if you dismantle a 5 piece, like a 5-star piece of gear, or they could have like a conversion rate, like 2 or 3 5-star pieces of gear for one 5-star mat, crafting mat or something like that. I don't know. It's nice that the option's there. I just wish we had a little bit more for that. It's kind of nice that casting animations don't pause the cooldown timer. Let's see, once I get Lucy and Chloe to 6-star, I don't really have to worry about the light dungeon until we get Lena and Alice. Which that I'm just gonna leave it up to the gacha. Because I already have Carol and Yui at 6. Oh, I'm so sad. Why does Leo not have a costume for being transcended? Leo, I think, is like one of the only units that you actively use because he's the only unit in the game with death immunity, which more than likely means he's gonna get he's probably one of the next ones to get a legendary replacement. But he also has no costumes. He doesn't even have a costume for transcending him, which all the other ones do. Oh my goodness, Victoria's like T2 costume is like one of my favorites. But I have too many other universal dark character, like universal characters that I need. No, you don't. You still get the 5 piece, 5-star one. Sheet. Oh, it's got really bad substats, but just having a 6-star crit rate crit piece is not bad. Oh, 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 that's not bad. Block rate, defense piece. That's not bad. Let's see if it rolls like decent. Another 2 decent slots on the substat. Yeah, this one's basically a dead piece, unless one of the other Espada pieces is similar or worse. No, no. Yeah, we're not using that. Or, at least not on her. Yeah, we might put it on the Fox girl. Oh, that's definitely like usable. Fortunately, it didn't hit the crit rate, but that's definitely a good upgrade to Espada because Espada's using a 4-piece, a 4-star for one of her pieces. Yeah, that is pretty good. Let me get this one at plus 12. Didn't hit the crit rate. Substat, unfortunately. Does anybody want crit rate that I don't have geared? I don't think so. No longer stand aside. Universal sabotage. The two of us. Alright, we're gonna do one more attempt. Now that we have Chloe. Chloe is tier 2, right? Yeah, she is. Because now she removes buffs. What's the cooldown on this? 60 seconds. 70 seconds. I don't think it'll actually make a big difference because she doesn't provide like any healing. And Joker's probably still gonna die. But I think potentially getting rid of the second damage buff might get us there. Because honestly, I think if Joker survives long enough to cast his skill 1 again, we'll be fine. The only thing that kind of sucks is I wish you could cast Lucy's skill 2 without needing a debuff. Because Lucy's skill 2 gives defense. On top of removing debuffs. I think that kills you on here. That doesn't. Nice. Got her skills out. That definitely kills you on here. Oh, it didn't. Oh, that definitely did. Honestly, why am I using Lucy? She's not really doing anything. Like, if we had Yui, we might actually be able to clear this, because Yui's healing is better. Because like, the only reason to use Lucy is for her T6 passive. If I had her T6. Because she just gives poison immunity, and poison immunity doesn't do anything. While with Yui, we at least would have her heal over time and her res. I think he increases defense now. Yeah. I want to try because I feel like we're close enough that we could clear this. If we just did like some minor changes. Because we were able to kill the shield on that one. That kills him. But we do have another one. Let's go! Ah, good old Evans. Nice. Definitely a struggle, but yeah, Yui was the right call. I threw Lucy in there because like the template, like if you look up a build for it, it'll tell you most of them will tell you to use Lucy, but a lot of times what they kind of forget to mention is the reason you use Lucy is because that most of the multi-hit team is magic, right? Like Yeonhee, 3-hit on both of her skills, magic. Joker, magic. So with like Joker, what you'll do is you'll put him in like the back aisle, like the back lane, and then you have Lucy who at T6 gives you 15-second cooldown reduction, which turns this to 45 seconds. And it's pretty nutty. Like he basically will shred through that shield pretty quick by himself. But if you don't have her T6, she's not really all that useful because you can't use her skill 2. Because if you use her skill 2, it means that your Chloe died. Because Chloe gives you immunity to the only debuff that Raid puts out. Which is why I T2'd or I 6-starred Chloe first, because at T2 it makes her skill 1 remove a buff, which the light dungeon gives itself a pretty meaty magic attack buff. I can't decide whether or not I want to like upgrade Siegfried. He's not bad. But Evans exists. And he's basically Evans' replacement, but instead of like well, I mean he's good if you have a team that doesn't need Evans' shield and you're just trying to like blitz through the dragon fight, because the dragon fight's usually like honestly his best fight. I really don't think there's any other content in the game that he's really all that useful in. Physical attack boost is 3 turns, that way it guarantees it doesn't drop. Add effect ignore. Especially because if I'm not mistaken, I think his awakened version in the first game, this was AoE. Because I think both of his things are single target. Like both of his skills. Yeah, because he's literally just designed to fight the raid boss. But ironically enough, it's like the only thing he brings is this, is the physical attack boost, which Yui gives you a physical attack boost with her healing skill. It obviously isn't going to have as high of an uptime because 124-second cooldown versus he just needs to hit the thing twice. But you're also giving up Evan's shield, and you're generally going to take Rachel anyway. So you already have the damage reduction, and Sig just heals. Like, to be honest, I think they should have just made Siegfried a tank. But I don't think they wanted to power creep Evan. Because Evan historically has always been... Karen used to be more highly wanted in the first game, but even then, it was mostly for adventure. She's still really good for adventure, honestly. If you're struggling to get through some of the stages, you just run Karen and Yui and just double res cheese your way through the boss fights, honestly. And then if both of them are dying, you probably just need to get them better gear, really. But it's just like you have Evan, so it's really hard to replace him with Sieg, even though Sieg has like the cool factor of big sword. Big sword. I think he doesn't he? Yeah, he has a big swing. Yeah, yeah. It's not as cool as his awakened versions was though. His awakened version, like in the first game, the animation they gave for it was so sick. Cause he's got like a demon sword, if I remember correctly. Like he's basically a nod to, uh, in my opinion, I don't think they've ever confirmed this, but I feel like he's a nod to Sieg from Soul Calibur. Because at least in his awakened version, he has a demon sword that has like an eyeball in it, if I remember right. And then the animation for when it like grows in size is sick. Yeah, Master of the Demonic Sword. Yeah, it's a demon sword. Heh. I remember. I have played this game. Uh, Alright, where was I? I was going to do some fusing. Should I do fusing? I mean, technically, I still need more ultimate enhancements. I need ultimate enhance. 1, 2. Oh, I should probably get Ballista ready for Guild Wars, though. Because that's like literally her only use. She could be used. You could use Ballista in Castle Rush if you don't have Taka, but I'd argue that honestly Feng Yan is just better. Because she has a 60-second cooldown ability, which, well, the numbers are lower. I don't know. What is it at 6-star? Yeah, 80%, like, piercing damage equal to 80% of physical attack 2 times. Which then activates again at 70% power when you kill an enemy. Which goes up to 100% power when you skill enhance it. Like, she's predominantly used for Gilrid. Because a lot of times you can, especially if there's like a slightly weaker party and you have her built, she can just delete that party because she'll just cast her skill twice and just kill them. Actually, does it? I think it keeps activating as long as she kills things. So arguably, I think you could be able to like whittle it down and have her kill one thing, she casts again, kills the second thing, casts again, and she shoots the third one. I don't remember if it has a cap or not. It doesn't specify. I just feel like her damage numbers are a little low. Because she gets camouflage, which in all honesty, is not the best passive. And then follow-up attack. And then every 4 times she deals fixed damage to all enemies. Which isn't bad. Especially but it's not bad in the point that she has to do it 4 times. So she does better in a format where there's not a lot of team members that have to attack. So guild wars. I feel like yeah, it's mostly Yui, who I do have T2. What does her T2 do? Oh. Yeah, we'll 6-star her. She should be pretty good. Feels bad. Unlock the armor slot for your Black Rose. If she survived better and the rest of your team is dead. Yeah. Yeah, T10 is really kind of locked behind. It probably would require having Black Rose, Charon. You probably have to have like at least most of not everybody like ultimate enhanced. Like I think my goal for again, I'm being lazy, so I mean I'll probably eventually get fed up and then push and like level up my Black Rose. And then when I level up my Black Rose is when I'll finally get Daisy and I have to do it all over again anyway. But you probably want like at least probably want Evan, Espada, Black Rose. Yeah, you probably want like a majority of your team ultimate enhanced to get the 4 pieces. 100% needed for 10? I doubt it. There was people that were clearing 10 on the Korean version before Biscuit existed. Biscuit wasn't there at launch. It was at launch for global because we got thrown in to the same patch as the Korean version. But no, you should be able to clear it without Biscuit. It's just that the investment for gear is lower. Using Charon, Evan, Espada, Black Rose, and Lena. Realistically, I mean, I want to say you don't need Lena, but you're also having issues surviving. Like, technically, Charon should be strong enough if you have him built well enough to heal your team through the Ox King damage. But that's also slightly dependent on, well, you probably want him like all 4 pieces, and then if you have at least a couple transcendents for him, would be really good. He's still 5. Oh yeah, that's a big problem then. Yeah, I would definitely 6-star him because he's also useful outside of Ox King. There's a couple other like you can use him in campaign, like if you're in the campaign in the adventure, especially if it's a stage that's like bleed heavy and an infinite tower on bleed heavy stages. He's really good. He's a really good healer. His if you have him T2, his they take like 30 seconds off of his full team heal, and then at tier 6 he heals 3 people with a single. So he becomes like a pretty meaty healer for your team. And so far, like I build him with attack because his healing scales off of attack. Some people build him on the block set, but with how much he heals when you have him in attack set, it's not like that big of a deal. So it makes his autos hit kind of hard. Have him at T5 so far. Just keep honestly, he's probably one of the best rares to have at T5 to be close to tier 6 on. I think the biggest rares for tier 6 is Evan, because Evan gets block rate on his skill 2 to your whole team, which is a lot of people underestimate how block rate affects survivability on your team. It significantly reduces the damage your team takes. Charon he's just a beast at healing your team after because he gets like an 30 plus seconds off of his all heal, and then his single heal now heals 2 people or 2 more people, like 200% to 3 people. That's crazy. And then if you somehow hit the skill enhancement, you get like 230. Like he's a bit disgusting, honestly, on his heal. Yeah, and then he gives himself a barrier, depending on his magic attack. Uh, Probably the next one for tier 6 that's really important would be Lucy, because Lucy at tier 6 is huge in magic comps, because she gives a back row magic allies 15-second reduction on their cooldowns. Formation level 40 is max, such a gold sink. Honestly, yeah, it is, but if you've never played the first one, just be glad that Formations is kind of like the only non-character currency sink. You used to have to spend rubies to unlock I forget what they were called, like masteries, pillars, whatever. Like there was an extra layer of power progression that cost rupees. And a decent amount of them. Like it was not cheap. If you were free to play, it was gonna take a while before you got everything. And they were pretty potent buffs. On higher, I mean, the higher the formation, the more extra damage you get. It'll help carry you through a lot of things. They'll probably bump it up, honestly. I doubt they'll leave it at 40 forever. I don't remember what the max was in the first one. But it's just that leveling slows down pretty significantly the higher you get. So you eventually hit a point where by the time the gold becomes an issue for it again, you should be able to navigate your way into Nightmare. Speaking of Nightmare, can I have not tried clearing my way through stage 11. I got to like stage 11 and I just potato a bit. But yeah, like the formation is just free damage. That's why I don't really think it's a gold sink. I think of it more like a gold investment. Cause it's like when you look at it in the aspect of everything else you're doing is locked to the character, spending all that extra gold for an entire team-wide buff, in my opinion, is yeah, I'll take it. Especially if you consider the fact that when you're getting into like 6-star equipment, it's really expensive to like replace pieces, and you're going to want to at least use kind of placeholder pieces while you're getting through stuff, which, well, when you take them off is incredibly expensive when you have them enhanced. What's my gear on Teo? Teo is on 4-piece crit rate offset with 1 crit rate weapon, 1 crit damage weapon, and 2 attack percent chest pieces. Which is his standard setup if you're not T6. Because at T6, Teo doesn't need crit rate. He gets 100% crit rate on his skills. But if you're not at tier 6, then you definitely want him to be on the 4-piece tier 6 set. I say 4-piece T6, please. The 4-piece crit rate set is what you want. You can go double crit rate weapon, like main stat if you want, but I have Nina, the pet, who gives an extra 17%. So I just have crit rate weapon and a crit damage weapon just to get a little bit extra damage, a little extra oomph. But my tail's also like fully skill enhanced. So he's also getting some extra damage from there. Teo, like, especially for getting through the story, Teo is probably your biggest priority for skill enhancement. Just because extra damage is extra damage. For bounty with crit main stat, that could work. The only like reason why the like the crit rate is the one you go for is just because crit damage is a significantly higher multiplier than weaknesses, and eventually you'll get Biscuit, who you can just combine with Rachel for Rachel and have their weakness hit on the character go up, like get pretty close to 100%. So the unfortunately the bounty set will fall off later depending on like what characters you have, but it's not a bad set to run early. Realistically, as long as it's working for you, it's not there's really not much wrong you can go for at least if as long as you're using one of the DPS sets. He's like losing slightly. I should probably drop Yui for uh Rachel actually to get that weakness hit. Ah, Thane, thank you for the follow. Please enjoy the stay. Yeah. Where is Rachel? There you are. Rachel. Man, if I replace Evan, I have a full legendary plus team pushing me through through the story. Oh, I shouldn't have. I keep forgetting to turn that off. Yeah, when it comes to like I guess it's a slight like unfortunate part of playing like Seven Knights, the way gearing your characters works. It's there's very hard caps. Like right, like crit rate can't go past 100. And when you do get past 100% crit rate, like nothing happens, it's just wasted. It's not like some other games where if you go past 100, oh shit, this was a boss stage. I didn't pay attention. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's a middle stage. Why are they so tanky? But oh my god. 11? Oh no, 1110 is the boss stage. I'm trolling. I didn't bring my bossing thing. That's kind of awkward. It's alright. It's not alright, but I'm gonna say it's alright to make myself feel better. But yeah, so like crit rate and weakness hit point will hit a cap, and they tend to add a lot of characters that have like passives or skills that will buff. Like for instance, Biscuit, right, buffs the weakness hit of your highest damaging character, which is generally going to be your carry. All right, we have to actually bring a real team. So a lot of things like weakness hit point, just flat attack percent, stuff like that, as a set piece tends to fall off. Just because there's other ways to get a lot of it. How many times you get him? Yeah, it'll yeah, there's a little buff under the bar. Since you sure you saw it though. That little buff will tell you. That number gets a little too high for my taste. Uh the main issue is I don't have Shane and I don't have Pascal, and both of those would be good in this setup. I don't think Eileen deals enough damage to constitute being in the back lane, but we'll try. It was mostly just misplay on my part. I should have had Evans. I need to get Evans ultimate enhanced, and I need to get him on a 4-piece defense set. Right. Reset. This. Actually, I should use Eileen's skill too first. Or after the shield. I forget every 10 stages is the bossing stage. He just destroyed that shield. Yeah, when you're dealing with like these healing slimes at adventure, you really want a single target DPS. So that way they're like just murdering things before the slimes heal. Or if you have CC, that works too. Yeah, no, I think I'm just drop Biscuit and just bring Karen and just run double healer. There's a lot of damage on this stage. That res bought us enough time to get the shield cooldown back. That's actually kind of ironic. I should have just used this skill too. I was trying to save it. Stop healing. That's my privilege, not yours. Huh. I didn't expect them to resist the everything. Oh, rip. That's not good. Oh, crap. I mean, it didn't really waste anything. We didn't have a cooldown up anyway. Dang, I really wanted to like CC them before they got their heals off. It's fine. Because we still haven't even procced Teo's second life. Yeah, it would have been kind of awkward if right after the slime had done his stun bounce, but since we got it out of the way earlier, he didn't have it. Whew. Yeah, I probably need to start ultimate enhancing Evan, honestly. I probably should have done it sooner. I've just been pretty lazy with it. Crap, I was trying to turn that off. Oh, actually? Crap. Do I want to spend the gold to take that chest piece that I put on his spot off? I might have to. I completely forgot that Teo exists. Yeah, I probably should, honestly. Oh, that's gonna be painful. That's gonna cost a bunch of gold. Oh, never mind. It's not that bad. The other thing I don't like is it doesn't swap the pieces. I have to go find it again. Yeah, so she's still at 60. Actually, wait, does this have more credit? Oh, they had 3%. No, this had 4%. It's fine. That cost almost 600,000 gold. Oof. I cannot be doing that too often. I say too often, but really I can't be doing that like at all. He doesn't have a good Oh, I forgot about this. I didn't see that. Didn't roll anything good on it, but wait, he has on trolling. He still has a force piece, 4-star on. And it's also like his worst one. But I don't think I have a crit damage 5-star on. I do have it. And it has crit rate. What the hell am I doing? I'm trolling. I'm actively just trolling. Alright, the block rate. Eh. It doesn't have like the best substats, but it's good enough. Man. This is what it's always a kicker. Sometimes when you just go through and you don't really see any sort of like issue, you forget to like check your pieces. And I completely forgot that he had a 4-star weapon. I also need to change the cat for Nina. You stupid slimes. I wish I had Delens. As much as I love Eileen, like Delens is definitely better. Because he's like an actual attack character who also brings the physical damage boost. Oh, also, I kind of forgot to mention it earlier, Thane, when about your question with like Biscuit. Biscuit, to be honest, the only thing she really brings is like the boss damage, which isn't really necessary for 10 because Ox King has no defense. Ox King's defense is 0, so her defense like reduction passive does nothing. Because unlike some other games in Seven Knights, defense doesn't go lower than 0. I've seen some people who think that that passive is a big thing, but she just brings like more damage. You can definitely get plenty of damage for stage 10 without her. It's just that the again the investment, because the damage multipliers will be different because it's boss damage and not like all attack damage and stuff like that. To be honest, I kind of wish the game did a little bit better job like explaining the damage mechanics and stuff like that. But to be fair, I honestly I don't even think I like any of the games I play do a good job explaining the damage numbers. No, do you not see I am grinding my way through an adventure? Don't you have a Fa Zero solo quest to go suffering? Why are you stealing people's UVs? Use it to unlock a gear slot for now. Honestly, yeah, for me, if it's not one of your main rares for raids or power up dungeons, I use them for ultimate enhancing. You could hold on to it if you wanted to, or well, like I think May sees some use in Castle Rush for Jave, but Jave's Castle Rush just happened, so you won't see it for like a week. So by then you could probably just get another one. But if your goal is to push like raids, then yeah. Basically any rare that isn't used for power up dungeons or raids, I would just burn. That's what I did. I used the 6-star Ariel, the 6-star Karen. Well, the second one. The first one I kept because I wanted to do some res cheese through adventure. And then I think I used a 6-star Joker, even though I have a 5-star Joker. Because the difference wasn't enough, in my opinion, to justify not using him to unlock another slot. But I feel like May is very safe. May, Caddy, Cleo, Bane, Balkan, I think is the name of the dude who's writing the oh crap, I didn't pay attention again. I didn't pay attention, but this one's not dealing as much damage as previous team did. Yet. Crap, she CC'd like the same person that already had CC'd. Well, at least we know for sure that it's not doing anything anytime soon. Crap, Asusa. Asusa, and I double clicked it on accident. Yeah, he's just a punching back so I can get my cooldowns back. Oh, nice. I was afraid that it would get stuck at the 1 second when transitioning. Wow, physical immunity. It'd be a damn shame if I had something to remove that. Wow. It'd be a shame if I had another way to remove that. Never mind, she died. Nah, rip. Oh, well, where was I? Bring her back. Pop a heal. Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like CC is underrated in adventure. It can definitely save you. I'm gonna try Faz Zero solo again tomorrow. Idea swapping out Zoe for Sandy. Side smashes me on it. Dude. Could do the triggers I was missing with them. Just the team swapped around. They didn't have Claire down MCC failed again when you tried. Oh, rip. You Ox 9 comfortably now instead of just 8. That's good. That's good. Yeah, especially because I think at 9, you. I don't remember if it's at 9 or 8. I don't remember at what stage you start getting the, like, next tier of crafting mats. I think it's. I know for sure 9 does it. I don't know if 8 does it. So if you can do 9 comfortably, at least you have a chance at getting the 6-star crafting mats, I'm pretty sure. Because when I was doing 5 while I was trying to get set up to do 6, because I was like missing like a little bit of gear, I remember on 5 getting the 5-star crafting mats. I don't remember. Does it tell you? I know it tells you what like star rating. I don't remember if it tells you what crafting mat you get. No, it doesn't because you know, why would that be pertinent information, game? That's a Mitch. Think 8 you can get the crafting mats. Yeah, that would make sense to me. I think it's like 8 you can get it, and then 9 you probably have a higher chance of getting it. Or something like that. I don't remember the exact nuances to it. Let's see, is this time? Source. Raid. Nice. Yeah, useless. Oh, you gotta love it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to slogging through 40 stages. I don't know, whoever decided to bump it up to like to not just leave it at like 30. I'd like to have words with you, good sir. 40 stages to get to the next act, like it's gonna make me cry. Mm. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to ultimate enhance Evan next, and then try to get him into like a full defense set, so that way I can get a big juicy shield. I think I'll see if I can clear up to 11:30, and then I'll probably save trying to push the last like 10 stages to tomorrow. Who let these slimes even heal themselves? Under whose authority? Man, I tried to play Epic 7 again because of like the Furin collab, and I couldn't. I couldn't. Just just navigating through the menus like gave me such PTSD of annoyance. I was like, get this away from me. Which probably means that even if I had learned about the Full Metal Alchemist collab when it was a thing, I probably still wouldn't have played. I probably would have like suffered through it just enough to get Roy Mustang and then called it good. I keep forgetting to swap to Nina. I would like to keep my 3 stars. Thank you. I'm assuming it's just fighting, yeah, hella slimes for the first round. Ooh. Second one I think is gonna heal. Yeah, I definitely should have used the islands, but I wanted to get these on cooldown. So that way when we stall out later, we can do our best to get our cooldowns back. I probably should have kept the shield for next turn. Because now it's gonna have like at least one turn, if not just lose the shield going into the next fight. Because I don't plan on using a lot of damage skills. Yeah, I should have just kept the shield. Oh, that went pretty smoothly. Got a little dicey when they started doing their like weapon throws because I could have killed something, but we're chilling. Honestly, with how smooth that was, it kind of makes me want to try going through 1140. Because if we can get 12-1 unlocked, we'd be chilling. Change out the Rhino for UVs and you chasing. Nah, change out the Rhino for all my fucking fire characters you're taking. Just me chasing him with a shotgun. Get back here! Give me back my you! Give me back my Agnes! You dirty rat! You killed my brother. The irony is, it was like, if it's in like the 40k universe, my favorite chapter for the loyalists is like the salamanders, and they use very similar weaponry as like the Adeptus Sororitas, because both, for some weird reason, I don't know why, they made the Adeptus Sororitas like a heavy flamer like faction. Well, that's always been like the salamanders shtick. Well, to be fair, the salamanders are like flamers, meltaguns, thunderhammers. They craft their own weapons. They had a bit more going to them. But then they gave like Adeptus Sororitas like flamers, and they kind of became like the poster children for flamers in 40k. And I'm like, stop it, get out. So yeah, I'd be chasing you with a flamer. Like, give me back my fucking cactus. What's wrong with you? I like how I said I was gonna put Nina in for more crit rate, and then I just never did. I've just been being chilly. Because the point is I don't know if the physical damage buff from Eileen stacks with the cat. Because one's like a passive buff from like a pet, which I think is like more closely related to like the buff from formation, while the other one's like from a character. Oh, he didn't die from the first one. What a bum. One thing you know about the flamer is that meme. Go get the flamer, the heavy flamer. I mean, to be fair, that's an upgrade. Most people I know that like don't know too much, like don't know at all about Warhammer, or they know like a little bit. The only meme they really know is "Drive me closer. I want to hit them with my sword," which is a voice line I think from like Dawn of War of a commissar on a tank. So knowing the heavy flamer one is that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's also kind of hilarious because like the difference between the flamer and the heavy flamer, unless they've changed it, is a heavy flamer is literally just two flamers put together, basically. If you look at the nozzle for the weapon, it's just two flamers. It's like, how do I make this more fiery? Ah, yes, I just add another. I'll just weld two flamers together. Call it good. God, I love 40k. I'm still hoping with like the popularity of like Space Marine 2 and how it's like pretty steadily becoming a bit more mainstream. Maybe we'll get some more gotcha games that I like for Warhammer. Because Tacticus isn't bad, but to be honest, the only reason I'm playing it is because it's the only Warhammer gotcha game I give a damn about. Because I don't care for the other ones. Because the other ones are mostly like those weird mobile, like global strategy version games that they do, or they're card games. Neither of which I particularly care to partake in. I also find it hilarious that, if I'm not mistaken, every single NPC, interesting tidbit for this game, every single NPC in this game that you interact with is playable. This is Noho. This is a rare character. Chloe is who you click for the summons. Rare character. Alice is a legendary character. May is the mailbox lady. Rare character. Biscuit, who originally wasn't playable, who's a blacksmith, is a legendary plus character. Which there's a bit of a contention point there because we don't know if if this was like someone oopsied on the UI when they released Biscuit, or if they went, oh wow, that's stronger than we anticipated. But if Biscuit like originally didn't have the little plus, if I remember correctly, when she first launched. I was thinking they did a patch like the day after. Oh, and then this dude for the guild is playable. You just never really use him because he's not good. And then this is Sylvester, who's also playable. That's always an interesting little tidbit for this game. It was like one of the few games that they would use like NPCs and you could like they would make a majority of them playable. Wait, is it still the slimes? I don't know. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I need you to not hit you. That'd be great. Crap, that's really not good. The fact that Evan died going into this is really, really bad. Because I had to pop the res on a single target. And he's dead again. The only saving grace is Teo still has his damage immunities, and then he hasn't died yet. But we don't have a way to... Okay, never mind. He's gonna... He might lose this one. Oh, no, he's good. I didn't know how long the damage immunity lasted for that dude. Honestly, that went a lot smoother than I was expecting. At some point, I'm gonna have to come back though, because I didn't realize that stage 11 onward gave you a 10 pull for fully getting all the stars. Because I think all of the previous stages uh, before that one, like once you get out of like the initial stages, like stage 9, I think was just, yeah, you get a 5 key chest, which is like nice, but it's not, a 10 pull. All right. We'll go clear the first one. As always, I always do a test just to make sure that we can clear the first stage, which, to be fair, if you can get through the previous stage, you should be able to clear the first stage of the next area. And now we have it unlocked. I always like to check just in case, because, for instance, when doing the event story, I usually have either Ace or Biscuit tiered up, so that way... Nice. Speaking of Tenfold. So that way I just absolutely make sure that we murder everything on the way through. Alright, and then this one carries us all the way through stage 15, as I expected. Oh, I think we have like 20 tickets off of that. Question mark. Oh, one short. Pourquoi? 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 Alright, wrap it up with 110 pull. See if we got anything good. Nope. Well, I mean, it's just a rare. I am a very big fan that it actually lets you know ahead of time if you get a legendary or not. It's also Charon, which is pretty good. Because there'll be like a little pulse and aura around the card if it's not a rare and a legendary. Yeah. I really need these three. I've had like I've had good bad luck after getting Espada. I got Espada, and then after Espada I got like Biscuit, Eileen, and or no, it was like Espada. It was like Yonghi into Espada into Biscuit or something. Like basically I've been getting a bunch of legendary plus characters, which I mean is great and all. Don't get me wrong. But I really need like Pascal, Daisy, and Lena. Sobs. Which is why I was debating on using the chest to do that, but I think I'd rather just remove Teo and just put Teo as my chess board dude to get him T2 next when that starts next month. What do you need Pascal Lena for? Pascal and Lena, well, Lena is like outside of very specific circumstances is your best support in the game. She's the strongest support outside of like situations where you need specific passives. So, which generally means anything that's not raid, really. And then Pascal is single-handedly the strongest single target DPS in the game, period. No real question at all whatsoever. When you get a Pascal and you build him, you'll use him in everything. He will, anything that doesn't have magic resistance, you use him in. I think the only raid that I, I don't remember. I think some people have used him in Ox King, but Pascal is the main carry for your Iron Devourer, which is your other really important raid to complete. Because if you care about PvP at all, that has two PvP sets in it, which is the effect resistance and the effect hit rate sets, and then the damage, just the damage set, the Avenger set. This is basically the set that you'll start transitioning your main PvE carries to, just because boss damage boost plus 40% at 4 set with an extra 40% damage dealt, like 45%. It's a lot of damage, but you really want like good stats on it. So it'll be like a slow process, but as you start getting good ones with good substats, they will out damage the crit set for most of your characters. And then with Pascal, you basically end up using Pascal to clear every single like power-up dungeon, but the light one. Because the light dungeon has the gimmick with the shield that needs to be hit a certain number of times, and he doesn't deal multi-hit. But he's basically like your main damage dealer once you get him built. And I think I'm mistaken, in Castle Rush for Chris, he's the main carry in there. You can use Shane, but he's better than Shane is because he has this nifty little feature that Shane has a 30-second cooldown for her skill, which is great. You know, it's really short. She gets it back pretty often. Pascal decides to hit really hard with his skill too, and then resets his own cooldown. to then hit really hard again right after with this skill too. And he gives himself magic attack boosted crit damage boost just for breathing. And then when you get him to tier 2, which is what you would want, he reduces his cooldown. Basically, you'll never have to worry about this on cooldown, like being longer than like 40 seconds. Like this is basically this 150-second is a lie. It's a the cooldown for his skill 2 is the same as this. And this skill is like probably one of the hardest hitting skills, if not the hardest hitting skill in the game. Has a 50% crit rate, which at T6 is 100%, which to be honest, isn't really that big of a deal. Because if you run like 2 crit rate main stat pieces, you'll get like enough to basically almost guarantee him to crit. There's a couple other ways to do it too. I think some of the other characters you run him with can give him crit rate. Don't see many people with Pascal on the wish list. To be honest, if they don't have Pascal on their wish list for their regular legendary characters, it means it either means A, they have him already, or B, they just don't know how strong he is usually what it comes down to. Because when it comes to, or C, which to be honest really shouldn't be a thing, they are more focused on PvP or Castle Rush and Guild Wars, which realistically your focus should always be raids because that's where all of your gear for everything else comes from. But in all honesty, Pascal, Espada are probably the 2 legendary characters you should always prioritize over everything else for the regular legendary characters. Because Espada is your main damage dealer for Ox King. I think at a certain point you could technically use Pascal for Ox King, but it's such a huge like if you're doing that, your Pascal is incredibly cracked out and you're not really worried about it. But for the most part, like 90% of people are just gonna use Espada because she's a lot easier to gear because of her passive, which gives her 50% crit rate when she's at 4 stacks, which Ox King just plays into that just way too well. And then Pascal is literally for everything else, except I think the only reason you don't use them on the Destroyer is because Destroyer has magic resistance. So the main reason like you wouldn't have Pascal on your wish list is specifically because you either have him or you just don't know how strong he is. Because if I'm mistaken, in Korea, most of like the whales generally have, even on some of the fights where they would use a physical damage dealer, they've replaced it with Pascal because he's just too like they've realized he's just too strong, especially when you have him geared up. Because it's not really more for late game. Like he's just strong. Like it's more of a case that when you get him, you give him a gear and he basically makes everything else go faster. He's incredibly powerful in the Infinite Tower, especially for some of the harder stages. He's really good. For instance, in the adventure that we just did, right, where the slimes that heal. Usually, when you're doing the adventure stages where there's something that heals the whole group, which there's the slimes for this stage. I think in stage 10, there's Sarah who's passive. Makes it so that she heals the whole team whenever she hits like a certain health threshold, and when there's like 2 of her, that's kind of a pain. You generally counter that by running like Pascal or Shane, so they're one-tapping enemies if they're built, or Delans. Like anything with a really strong single target. I would generally be running Yui, but my Yui isn't built. She's kind of just sitting there because I'm ignoring Iron Devourer because I hate that raid. I still don't understand why they still kept this stupid 3-head mechanic, besides just keeping Asura's focus target, which she's the only character in the game with focus target. So I don't know why they didn't just change her skill 1 and then I can just get rid of that mechanic. But yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you, aside from those 2 reasons, why most people, like why you're not seeing it on many people with Pascal on the wish list. Because like the only other reason would be maybe they're prioritizing like Castle Rush, which Castle Rush wants Taka and Ruri. And aside from Taka and Ruri, the only other real legendaries worth getting would be uh Alice, Yushin, or Nox for PvP. VDAM and Velica are due for reworks. We know they're changing them. We don't know what they're changing. They still haven't told us. Sylvester is also stuff for that. So they could also just be future ready. But for T2 before switching, uh yes and no. Like he's definitely one of the ones that you want to get him tier 2 before taking him off. Cause that 20-second cooldown reduction is huge. Like that's ridiculous. I think that's like the highest cooldown change. But it would depend on how close I get to the login event. Because in this login event, in 50 days, you're guaranteed a Pascal. To be fair, I wish they had kind of reworked this and had made the first three be Shane, Espada, and Pascal, but for whatever reason, they threw in Siegfried and Rudy, which honestly aren't really necessary, but if I get him to tier 1 and I'm on the, like, I don't know, the next like couple days to get him guaranteed, I'll probably take him off the wish list. Because past T2 is more of just it's like a nice thing to have. It's nothing crazy. But if you get lucky and hit him like 3 times from your pulls, all the best. But yeah, he's definitely one of your main tier 2s for transcending. I'd argue him, Teo, and Yanhi are probably like the 3 main like legendary plus characters that you want to like Prage to get to tier 2 the fastest. Just because their tier 2 upgrades are really, really good for what they do. Let me see. What's a spot tier 2 there? She gains magic resistance, which is literally just for making her tankier, because I think Ox King deals magic damage. And then tier 6 is just, I think it increases. Yeah, it gives you like, yeah. Espada's like tiers, like her tier 2 is like nice, but it's not like a big deal. Honestly, for Espada, I probably wouldn't really care, and I'd just let it come by. Especially because like, oh, and Biscuit. Biscuit would be the other one that you want tier 2 because of the quintuple attack resist. This is why I don't think getting Espada past like getting Espada to tier 2 is like a huge thing, is because tier 2 Biscuit gives you 20% quintuple target attack resistance, and everything Ox King does is quintuple target. Like all the skills for the raids are all quintuple targets, I'm pretty sure. So that being like a 20% reduction when she has a skill that gives you 40% damage against the boss is crazy. 33%. That's still a lot. And then T6 is mostly for comfort, because then it'll buff your 2 highest target attack damage characters. Let me see. What else? What other legendary plus characters are kind of important? Yeah, it's kind of like realistically, it's kind of funny because a lot of rare characters you want to get the T6 because their T6 upgrades are pretty good. But a lot of legendary characters and legendary plus characters, usually their sharpest peak is tier 2. And then their tier 6 is usually like good, but nothing like super nutty. Unless you're Teo, who gives himself 100% crit rate on both of his attacks. Espada Ox 10 only does a third of damage to the boss if she crits. Honestly, that's not that bad. Could be worse. I'm pretty sure, I don't think mine is at a level where she could do a third of the damage on a crit. I want Karma. I'm probably gonna put Karma on my wish list. Karma is my... Technically, Karma's my second favorite character. Like, for me, it's like Eileen, Karma, Lubu, Spike. Lubu isn't in the game yet. I'm hoping he comes into the game. I'm hoping he's like next week's banner. Karma for PvP? Mainly, yeah. His main use is PvP. You can use him in Castle Rush because he has 3-hit attacks. But his biggest use is mostly PvP and Guild Wars. This is like 2 big ones. You can use him in PV a little bit, but it's really like there's too many things that do better. Like there's no real point to building it for PV just because like he's a legendary plus, but Ruri does his job way better in Castle Rush. Where is it? I'm in the wrong one. Because Ruri has a nifty little thing where whenever she does weakness hit, she deals additional damage on her skills, which is really good. And she's basically your main damage dealer for 3 of the castle rushes. And then Taka does additional damage for critting. He does additional crit damage. And then he hits for more with damage. And he's your main one for the physical damage castle rushes. And then Pascal is, or Shane is who you use for I think it's Chris. Because Chris's Castle Rush has this annoying little modifier where every time you hit an enemy, the other enemies get their cooldown reduced. So when you do Chris, you basically try to get a Sura to focus target him, and then you just try to focus him down to get as high of a score as you can with single target skills before the focus target falls off. But yeah, predominantly when I used to play this game, which I kind of want to get back into it, but I've been trying to get my raid team set up and get through adventure. But I was really big on PvP by nature of the characters I liked were all PvP characters. Karma was my favorite, Eileen was my favorite, Spike was my favorite, all of which are really good PvP characters. Lu Bu in the first game was specifically only for PvP because I don't know I'm hoping they'll add him because it seems like they plan on adding all the old characters because like Miho and like Klahan were in the original. So I'm really hoping that Lu Bu is like next. I don't remember. I think he was added pretty early on back then, but I don't remember. Uh, I hope they don't give him his gimmick. He had a gimmick before he was awakened. Where him and what is it, the tiger dude? Their big thing was they could just fuck up the enemy formation. So the only thing they were good for was Guild Wars and PvP. Until Lu Bu got his awakening, and then they made him a beast. Lu Bu back then, so cool. Yeah, because I was thinking at the time, for the longest time, I think it was like the only mounted character. Also, I guess you could kind of consider Rin because Rin sits on the dragon, but him on red hair, like they made him so cool. Oh. So I'm really, really hoping they bring him back. He had some really good costumes too. Oh, that made his awakening version. I forgot how cool his awakening version looked. I forget what like Aisha faction he was a part of. Yeah, I really hope they bring back like to be honest, I hope they bring back all the Three Kingdom inspired characters. But that's mostly out of my own bias. Mm. Oh yeah, he was a Four Lord. We still have plenty of those left. Wait, oh, he was? Because I remember the dude with the double daggers and the chain for the Four Lords. No, yeah, he was a Four Lords. Oh, there's potential. I'm hoping. I'm praying. I'm praying that they bring him back and they make him really good. That's probably the main banner I'm saving. Oh wait, no, I think Four Lords of Old is the chain dude. Who is the other Four Lords? Who was the last one? Oh yeah, Wukong. I forgot that he was four lords because they made him like change allegiance later with his like awakening, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, with Lu Bu being a four lords, there's a pretty high chance of him coming getting put back in the game. I really hope they do. He was hands down my favorite. And I hope they give him something closer to his like awakening version. His awakening version looked really sick. He was dual wielding halberds. Really hope to see a Berserk collab. That'd be nice. I remember. I wonder if they'll bring back some of their old collabs. I remember they did the Street Fighter collab and they did the Devil May Cry collab. The Devil May Cry one was really really cool. What was his awakening kit like? I remember it was kind of nutty. Let's see. Three physical allies increases physical attack to offensive type allies by 30%. Four offensive allies applies blessing to the caster. Activates Mark Rage of the faction for one time on basic attack. Deal 70% to all enemies two times. Changes formations of the enemy. I really hope they just give him something good and just don't bring back the change formation thing. Deals 155% physical damage on enemies. Ignores defense. 150% to all enemies two times. Additional crit rate. Life steals. I could. Hmm. Actually, I don't know if I want him to have like life steal. I really hope that like the reworks for Beedam, Velica, and Sylvester are good, and then they rework Spike because they did Spike dirty in this one. Yeah. Oh, when was the last time we got? Because we got. I'm thinking we got Rin and Karma, and Rin and Karma was, I think, two banners ago. Because this one is we have Klahan and Miho. Before them was Biscuit, and I'm thinking before Biscuits was like for new characters. I think before Biscuit was the Rin Karma banner. So I'm hoping we get Lubu next. That's my hope. Especially because I'm pretty close to rubies for oh, I need to make sure I have what are my 3-star fodders looking like? Alright, we have a decent amount of them. I ran out of them earlier because I was eating them. How many gems would I spend on my boy Lubu? Depends on how good his transcendence is. If his T2 is really good, I would probably spend the full like 60k if I had to pity him twice. If his T2 is like kind of whatever, I'll probably just spend the 20k because that's the most you need, right? To like fully guarantee a character with like really bad luck is 20k gems, which is honestly really easy. The only reason I'm at like 13k is because I spent 20k on Teo while also doing a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, if his T2 is really good, I would probably like do my best to get like 60k to get him T2. Though depending on how long that took me, like if it took me most of the month to get like the 60k, which I don't think it would, uh I would probably also just get him like T1 and then just use him on the chessboard the following month after. Like Lubu is like the only reason I like I would do the same thing for Karma. Well, I'd at least get Karma like on my account if like we had his banner. But like if we hadn't launched like straight into where Korea was, Kwaso Miaozi, hello. If we hadn't launched like straight into the same patch that Korea was on and we started like, from the beginning, I would have spent like the 20k to get Karma and then I would have been well, I would have had to spend to get Teo because Teo came out first. And then saved up to try to get Karma. And then from Karma save up to like Lubu comes out or somebody else that catches my attention comes out. The gems for farming would be 0 since you'd summon so much. Not really. I always spend 1,000 rubies a day for the keys because you make the if you use every single key that you get from the shop for ruby farming, you will always make positive. You will never be at a deficit. If you use it for other things like for raids and stuff, then it gets a little wonky. But I always make sure to use at least like the 20 keys, like the 20 key chests that we get for ruby farming a day. And you always get back way more than the 1,000 that you spent to buy them. Because like when I was pulling for Teo, I was doing at least 110 pull a day, if not two, while also buying out the one like the first 50 or the first 20, like the first set of 50 ruby. Like you make a lot ruby farming, especially once you start getting into like the higher stages, you just make a bunch back. Not to mention if Lu Bu comes out, uh this is why I don't know if he'll come out next, because we just got a story event. Since he's part of the Four Lords, I imagine when he comes out, he'll have a story event of his own. And they usually do one story event a month, but I don't think they do them back to back. So we'd have to see. So he might still come out next month. He just might not come out at the beginning of the month. He might come out like on the second half of the month, which would then mean more crystals. So wouldn't really be a big deal. Yeah, the big thing with Seven Knights is, to be honest, you get so many rubies that it's never really a question of can you own a character you want? It's always a question of can you get them and transcend them as much as you want before their banner like rotates up. It's kind of more the thing. Because like realistically, if the Teo like to be honest, I could have stopped Teo at like because I think at the 100 pull, I think I was like slightly over the 100 pull. Also, how are you, Myanzi? I hope your day is going well. Uh, I got Teo from the from the regular banner on the 100th pull for that to unlock the wish list, which was a bit of a slap in the face to me. And then I had to get to like the 200 to get him tier 1. So it's like it was more of a choice. I'd have like more now, but I definitely have plenty. Not to mention we still have like how many days, please? Sleepy, welcome in. How's your grind been going? We have like 4 days, so that's another 4 days of getting rubies, plus the duration of the banner. Like I'd have plenty of time to recoup stuff. Oh wait, hold up, we can get a temple if I clear this. Conversation. Oh crap, but it's Nox. Nox, you suck. But I have a 6-star Leo. Suck it. Honestly, you've been insanely lucky. Oh, do tell. Share. What have you gotten? Honestly, I have also been pretty lucky, so I resonate. Oh, I grossly underestimated the damage that Mateo deals. Mostly because I am emotionally scarred from the last time I had to fight I had to fight Nox. He was killing my team. It's so tanky. 400 pulls, you've gotten 10 L plus units, 6 L units. T6 Teo, then 150 pulls. Every time you update your wish list, you've gotten which unit you've wanted. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I don't have the T6 tail, but I've also been pretty lucky with the obtaining the wish list units that I've wanted. It does feel good. I could just do that. Terrible. Oh, Nox survived. That's not good. Don't do it. You sack of. I was hoping he would do the death move. I didn't want to do that one because I was gonna delay. Because I don't have Biscuit because I severely underestimated my own damage. The pop-up packs are so shameless once you hit Nightmare. Every pack is $70. Like, I'm not gonna... Sure. Yeah, they definitely like to yeet them at you, and they definitely put them up there just like, you want to. What's in this one? Alright, put Biscuit back. I'm blind. Yunhee, yeah, that was one of the wish list legendary pluses that came in. Yeah, I've gotten, I think, in the last, like, since last week, I've gotten Teo T1 because I'm waiting for, if we get him from my regular wish list to T2, cool. If not, I'm just gonna use the 7 night chessboard next month to get him T2. And then I've gotten Yanhee, Biscuit, Eileen, Espada. Who's the other one? There's one more and I'm forgetting. Or is there one more? I don't know, but basically I've gotten like really good people. Yunhee just still isn't 6-star specifically because I've just needed way too much water stuff. And I've been trying to get my like raid healers leveled up. But she's definitely my next 6-star plan. But yeah, she's really good. Alright, let's see. No. I think we're good. That's gonna go, so let that do its thing. We'll do the last 10 pull that I have on hand. And then we'll wrap it up. See if we get anything good. Nope. Big bust. Sedge. Oh well, more fodder. But yeah, I'm hoping I really want to get Dylan's. Because Dylan's is a lot better for adventure than Eileen is. For whenever you're in one of the units where they heal, because he hits pretty hard. But yeah. Really, I need these though. I'd like to get Dylan's, but honestly, if I could get Pascal on my next like legendary character, I'd be chilling. Mercure apparently is like really, really good. I just don't have him to mess around with, but apparently his debuff is like really potent and really good for like infinite tower shenanigans. I need to get Jave, just because Jave is just always nice to have. And then I gotta get Karma, because that's my dog. But aside from that, I've had pretty good luck with the rares too. I finally got Evan a T6, so that's pretty nice. Is broken? Yeah, I've heard he's like really, really good. Which is hilarious because he was really bad in the original. I also need to get her to 6-star. Yeah, this is one of the ones where her T2 is really good. Because she gives physical resistance to the back row allies. Which I'm saying all Hydra does is physical damage. So if you have her and then like for instance Biscuit, really good. Like your backline is so safe. Her T6 is kind of like whatever. But then her T2 costume is hands down one of my favorites. I can't. She was always like one of my like sleeper favorite designs because pirate pirate cutie. But then like with this costume, I'm like, oh my god, she's fantastic. Ah, but yeah, that will be it for the stream. Got a pretty good amount grinding. I got to stage 12, which to be honest, I did not think we would get through it that cleanly. So let me set that going. Let them do their thing while we're working our way out. But thank you everybody for joining in. I do appreciate it. As always, feel free to join the Discord. I do have a gacha channel. So if you have any questions, you can always feel free to ask in there. We also talk about plenty of other gacha games because I play Grand Blue Fantasy, Limbus Company, Seven Knights. I play too many gacha games for my own good, honestly. And even though I don't stream this every day. As always, if you ever have a question and I'm streaming something else, you feel free to drop by. Always ask a question. If I know, I'll tell you the answer. I'll never say you away. Funkaba is starting with Yunhee sleep because it hits 3 times and it breaks. Oh yeah, his like no damage taking. Yeah, I use it a second because I usually try to get Eileen's shock off first because it's usually pretty good. But yeah, there's definitely shenanigans. This is mostly just like a team together, like thrown together. Just because I'm surprised it carried me to plat. I didn't actually think this team would carry me to plat, honestly, because I didn't think it was that good. But it's done a pretty decent job. Leave advice, no problem. I'm glad it helped. I'm just glad I was able to know because sometimes, the worst part is when both of us don't know and then we're both struggling. But if it is early in the day for you, hope you have a good day. If it's late in the day for you, hope you as well. Stay safe, stay hydrated. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.